Today I wanted to play another Christmas song for you guys, and today I'm going to be playing it on my 1975 73-key stage model Rhodes electric piano. Now the Christmas song I'm going to be playing for you today is rather interesting because I'm sure you guys all know Deck the Halls for its funny archaic lyrics, and as a result you probably are thinking it came from perhaps the 1860s or 70s. And if you think that, you are correct, but only in a way, because the English lyrics that we all know today were in part written in 1862. They were later revised to the lyrics we all know today in 1877, and the melody that the song is based around is actually a traditional Welsh air from the 16th century, or the 1500s, which I think is absolutely wild. And another interesting thing about this piece is that the original Welsh air was actually a wintertime carol, unlike some Christmas songs that have been adapted from ancient folk songs that originally were not Christmas songs, such as, for example, Carol of the Bells. If you want to know the history of that song, you can go check out my video I did on Carol of the Bells, where I played it on this instrument and also tell you the interesting backstory behind that piece as well. Now, Deck the Halls also has an interesting backstory similar to the Carol of the Bells, and the lyrics, like I said, were originally written in 1862 by a Scottish musician by the name of Thomas Oliphant. Now, the original lyrics contained various lines about drinking at perhaps a Christmas party or something like that, and for example, it contained the lines, fill the mead cups and drain the barrels. And later in 1877, the Philadelphia School Journal included this piece into their December issue, but they decided to change a lot of the lines, the ones including drinking, because I guess they considered it inappropriate. So for example, the one I just mentioned called fill the mead cups and drain the barrels was changed to the famous line, don we now our gay apparel, and so on. Many of the lines were changed into more Christmas time lyrics. Now, because, as I said, the version, even written in 1877, still contained some really funny and quirky lines, the original lyrics from 1862 were even goofier, and one of my favorite lines from that version of the piece was the line, laughing, quaffing all together, which, in case you don't know what quaffing means, is actually an archaic term for drinking in a very merry way. And so that's what that means, basically just at a Christmas party, having fun and drinking some kind of alcohol. And but that line was changed and removed, but I just thought it was absolutely hilarious because who's ever heard of that word before? I never did. So by now you probably want to hear what this piece sounds like on the Rhodes. I think the Rhodes has a very happy, very merry sound, and that's why I wanted to play this song on this instrument. And also the Rhodes has kind of a bell-like quality, Christmas time, bells, and such things like that. So hopefully you guys enjoy. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that performance of Deck the Halls played on the 1975 Rhodes stage piano. I think it works pretty well. Let me know what you guys thought of it. Does the sound of the Rhodes really fit this piece? I really like the way the growly bass sounds on it too. It kind of adds a bit of an extra dimension. And then I can also hit the chords louder and get the notes to kind of pop out a little bit, which also adds a bit of dynamic interest. One thing I forgot to mention about the song that I think is kind of cool is I'm sure that all of you are familiar with the phrase, "'tis the season," and that phrase actually comes from this song. So whenever you hear somebody say, "'tis the season," that phrase actually came from the lyrics from this song, which I thought is kind of cool. That's one simple line from one single song could become such a universally well-known Christmas time phrase. And "'tis," in case you don't know, I'm sure you do though, it's actually an ancient combination of the words "it is," and it's kind of like "'twas the night before Christmas." It was became "'twas," so it's just kind of an interesting not really a history lesson, but just kind of an interesting thing about this piece, that one particular line of this piece is very, very famous, and I'm sure you guys might have known that. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you want, you can go check out my Christmas series. I've got lots of cool videos on Christmas songs, but played on vintage instruments such as this. I've also played some pieces on the Vox combo organ. I've played some on the Hammond B3 and the Leslie that I've got sitting right behind me. So if you want to go check that out, you might find it kind of cool if you haven't seen those already. They're really cool, and particularly the B3 sounds really awesome for Christmas time music. And I plan on doing a lot more of these videos coming up soon. So if you want, and if you're interested in that, you might want to stay tuned. If you want to subscribe, thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.